As a beginner chess player, it's going to be pretty chaotic on the board. You're not sure how to plan a strategy, your pieces may not be protected, and whatnot. We're going to get back to that part, but we still have a few rules to learn. Now, when evenly matched players meet and they're not beginners anymore, you start valuing your pawns more. Because if you get one of your pawns across the board, you can exchange it for a queen or another officer. That's called pawn promotion and could be a game changer. On the board here, it's evenly matched. Black has 4 pawns and white has 4 pawns. And I could maybe try to maneuver my king here up to snatch this pawn, but at the same time I have to worry about black's pawn on the f-file moving down towards a pawn promotion. There is something else I can do here, and that is actually to sacrifice my pawn. I could move my pawn here, and if black doesn't do anything, I could either take his pawn or I could just move past his pawn. In this case, let's say black takes my pawn and I move forwards here towards the 8th rank. And what's going to happen is I get a pawn promotion. I'm just giving an example here, but it can happen in many different ways. You can't leave your pawn on the 8th rank. When you get there, it has to be exchanged for another piece. Not a pawn and not a king, but a queen, rook, bishop, or knight. Usually you'll want a queen. In a real game where your opponent is actually sitting there and it's not a chess game over the internet, if you still have your queen on the board, you can put an extra queen on the board. In theory, you can have 9 queens on the board, your existing queen and a queen for each pawn. Now, if you don't have a spare queen, what one usually does is put a rook upside down, and that's of course if you have lost a rook and it's available. A few videos back we learned about stalemate. The opponent king is not in check, no other piece to move, and the king itself cannot move. That is a stalemate. When playing on the internet, a lot of chess engines will automatically give you a queen as the default setting, and in real chess you'll just automatically go for the queen, right? Especially in speed chess. Here's another position, and we can say that this is a win for white, right? The rook owns the b file, so the black king cannot move onto the b file. Now black to move, he moves his king to a7, and you do a pawn promotion and it becomes a queen. This is a stalemate, and the reason is that the king here cannot move to a8 because it will be in check by the queen, and it cannot move back to a6 because it will also be in check by the queen, making it a stalemate. So the black king moves to a7, and instead of promoting it, the pawn, to a queen, you could, for example, promote it to a rook. Now it's still going to be in check on a8, but it can move back to a6 without being in check, and then you just checkmate like that. So you have a choice here. You don't have to make it a queen. You usually do, but you have to watch out for not making the game a stalemate. And that's it for now. And next time we'll go through how to make a draw. by threefold repetition.